I think he's available, yes. Yeah, I mean, he's been here for 10 years, so it's got to be an emotional thing for him. Everybody handles it different. I wish I could predict how it's going to go for him. And I'm just saying that as far as playing basketball. Yeah, I've been a player. I've done it. A lot easier as a coach. You get fired, you go back. It's pretty easy. But as a player, it's a little different. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if they are or not, but there's just a lot of them coming in. I like their feeder programs better than ours. I think that's something that we've had a lot of talks about. The AU program is nice, but I don't know if it teaches you how to play basketball. It just teaches you that you can play a lot of games. We did this thing, I think it was with Luca and the Joker, and they were saying that they weren't allowed to run pick and rolls. They wasn't allowed to do a bunch of things. Everything had to be movement and passing. And we just have not done that. So that's something I think we are absolutely behind in. But I do think we can fix it pretty quickly. Oh, yeah, yeah. It's not even close to the same. Our budget is triple that of. I remember we actually took a trip to Russia. No, actually to the Soviet Union. It was the Soviet Union because we had an interest in Sasha Volkov. The whole team went. I think he was the first. Him and Marshall Holmes, the first two Russian players, and you don't have to do that anymore.
When you look at those offense units that you guys are running
Hmm.
defensively, what do you feel like they can maybe get better at?
A lot. Yeah, I just think a lot. So that's a area of concern for us for sure. We don't rebound well with that group. We don't guard the ball well with that group. We don't handle pick and rolls well with that group, and we foul a lot with that group. Other than that, they've been fantastic.
Um, you've used like bench lineups like that more than anyone else in the league. When
Yeah,
you've done that previously, you've had like KD, Will, Montrez.
yeah,
I think in Philly you had
yeah.
Sexton and Tyler maybe.
Yeah, I like it when it works. I do think it can work, but you know, those groups got stops. And a great example was the other night. I just felt like, and it happens. You get off to the start we got off to, and you think you're just going to come on the floor, and all you see is the ball going in. You don't see that they got stops so they could run. And I think they came on the floor. We traded baskets the first like 10 possessions, and that's going to go bad for you in the long run.
Is that where Kevin being out hurts because now Ryan shuffles up as opposed to being maybe helping?
Yeah, Scoot being out hurts in a lot of ways. Just it's so many ways. We had intended to have multiple ball handlers with the second group. We don't have that right now. It's an issue. We have to get through these next 4 or 5 weeks. With it because it's a huge concern with us.
The Pacers have been really depleted injury-wise,
Yeah.
obviously. Learn from them, though, that game against Golden State. In particular, their
I didn't. I learned that anybody can beat anybody in this league. It's nothing surprising about that. I don't think you learn anything from it. There's a lot of NBA players that are hungry. They want to play. I've had teams in the past uh, we made the playoffs with the Clippers with not one guy that made the All-Star team or anything else, and we just had a bunch of guys that played hard. And then from that group, you end up finding 2 or 3 guys that you end up keeping. Same thing with the Magic the one year. There was a guy named Ben Wallace who no one had heard of. He's putting the boot on every day. Chucky Atkins, Darrell Armstrong, the whole team actually of guys that no one knew their name. And I think of that group, 10 of them turn out to have 10-year plus careers. So you just never know. You find something for sure.
Doc, you went against and scouted Miles many times the last couple of
Yeah.
years. Anything surprise you actually having him in your program about him or what
He has IQ and his leadership. You know, I didn't know that. You don't know a player until you have a player. You know, he's just. I get why he's so loved here. He does everything right. He's so much about the team. High character guy. Forget the basketball part. That's been great too, and that's going to keep getting better. Um, but it's the other stuff that I've been really because usually bigs aren't the most vocal and aren't the leaders of a 10. It's unusual. I think in my 26 years, I've had one other guy, maybe two, that you could say as a big was a vocal leader. It just doesn't happen, but it's awesome when it happens because those are the guys that you really want to be your voice because they can help your defense. Yeah,
He started a lot in his career.
yeah,
Players in the locker room have described it as professionalism. They're impressed with how he's handled
yeah.
kind of this new role. What have you noticed about,
Yeah, he's been great. You have to make some tough decisions as a coach. And you don't know how it's going to go. You know how you want it to go, and you know, people who are rational would say, "Well, it should go. You should figure it out. It should be easy." Yeah, that's easy when it's not you. I didn't have to tell him. It's crazy. Like we started that lineup in preseason, and you could tell he saw it and just went for it in his role, bought into it. Talking way more this year than he did last year on offense and defense. You know, he's been the biggest surprise. Not surprise as far as how easy he has been in accepting his role. There'll be some nights he'll start, but overall, I love where he's at.
just having a full offseason for him matter a lot in that?
Yeah, I think the offseason helped. My son Spencer spent a lot of time with him, flew around with him. Sent him one-word text all summer, which it drove him nuts. But I was having fun with it. I think he got sick of it by the end. Just single words like get back, conditioning, roll, just single words. And he actually like, stop it. Stop, So I was having fun with it. I just wanted to make sure I stayed in his ear.
Doc, speaking of surprises, I mean, Ryan Rollins has played so well for the
Yeah.
so far. What's been the difference for him this year versus?
Well, other than minutes, that's been number one. Just confidence, learning his like the position a little bit better, understanding when to be aggressive, when not to be. Defensively, he's not doing a lot different than he did last year. He was already at that point last year. He's a top NBA defender, like in the top at his position. He's shooting the ball with more confidence now, and he's finishing with more confidence now for sure. Thanks, guys.